Welcome to Fire Engineering's Training Minutes. I'm Steve White, Battalion Chief with the City of Fishers Fire Department. In this segment, we're going to cover team concept. We've all had those calls when we're coming back and we knew that extrication scene did just not flow well. It's not because firefighters don't know the tactics or the tools, it's because usually the scene was not managed right. In this segment, we're going to talk about the discipline and give the tools and tricks to make sure that those scenes flow well with good scene management. First up, we have the rescue officer who's going to do an inner 360 or an inner circle. He's looking at the vehicle, checking for hazards, looking at the patients, seeing how many there are, how they're trapped, so he can develop his rescue action plan. We should also conduct an outer 360 to make sure that nobody has been ejected or no other vehicles are involved. In team concept, the rescue officer gives the firefighters or the rescuers specific jobs. The critical point here is the rescue officer makes an assignment, stabilization. The discipline comes in by the firefighter that once that assignment has been completed, to go back to the rescue officer for their next assignment. Because the rescue officer is typically thinking 2 to 3 steps ahead, so he's going to make those assignments. When other arriving units come in, he can also assign them tasks as well to support his action plan. The initial assignment by the rescue officer was to stabilize and take glass. So both rescuers know that once they get done stabilizing, they go right to glass removal. Anytime we remove glass, we pull it out and away from the vehicle. You'll also notice where the rescuers are announcing when they break glass. Once the stabilization and glass removal was complete, the rescue officer briefs each rescuer on what the tactic is. In this case, it's going to be a side removal. He also assigns each rescuer a tool. In team concept, keeping the tool that you're assigned with usually makes things a lot smoother rather than handing the tool off. When we hand the tool off, depending on the amount of tools that we're using, that usually creates a big ball of yarn with your powered hydraulic tools, electric tools, and air tools. Again, when you're assigned a tool, you complete your assignment, back up out of the action area. That allows the rescue officer to keep an eye on the operation and monitor the plan to ensure that it's working, or to be 3 steps ahead and adjust it as needed. Typically in motor vehicle accidents, rescuers like to crowd the car. That really does obscure the vision of the rescue officer and hinders him from adjusting the plan. In this instance, the spreader man realizes that it's going to be a dirty spread and that metal is going to be attached. So he yells out, "Chisel," so that the chisel man can be standing by ready to make a relief cut. Once the relief cut is made, the spreaders go back to work. With the spread made on the lower B post, the cutters are called for the upper B post cut. The spreader man backs out and the cutter man steps in. We also want to note that peel and peak has been done on the upper and lower B post. Now we've completed the tactic, we have our opening, which allows us to package and remove the victim. As we bring this segment to a close, we just want to reiterate the importance of the discipline on the rescuer. When given an assignment by the rescue officer, carry out the assignment and go back to the rescue officer for your next assignment. A lot of times rescuers could get sidetracked by other requests like another tool or a C-collar. When that request is made, point them to the rescue officer. A good rescue officer is always 3 steps ahead in their action planning. They'll get that request. If people start straying away from the plan, that's where the plan begins to fall apart and the discipline breaks down and the scene runs longer. Thank you for watching this segment of Fire Engineering's Training Minutes, and thank you to Homatro for sponsoring them.